these are a bunch of moons and small planets in our solar system, and they're shown sort of in their proper relative sizes. Okay, so Mars is the biggest of all these things. You'll notice that objects like planets and big moons and our moon, um, objects that are thousands of kilometers across, they're round. If you go down to these, which are the smallest of these objects shown here, um, you can see that these objects down here, these are only like hundreds of kilometers across. Some of them are starting to get not so round, that one and that one. So why are most big things round, but some not quite so big things not round? And the answer to that is that when objects become large enough, the gravitational forces on their outsides pull everything in towards the center. And if gravity is strong enough, it can take any, like suppose there were a big like mountain sticking out of our moon, this tall, 400 kilometers high. What would happen is over a period of millions of years, the gravitational forces would pull that down, and the gravity of a very big object like the moon is strong enough that it can overwhelm the structural integrity of a rock, a giant mountain, 400 kilometers tall, lots of rock. That rock can get deformed and squished, and eventually it pulls down into a sphere if you're on a big object with strong gravitational forces. So these are objects that are only, this biggest one is 100 kilometers across, and then these are like 50 or 40 or 30. These are asteroids or comets that have been visited by spacecraft, so we get these beautiful up close views. And you can see they ain't round. And the reason here is if you are this shape, you're maybe 20 kilometers across, the gravitational force of that small amount of material is not strong enough to deform the rocks and pull them inwards. This rock that wants to be a little further to the left, the structural forces, the interatomic forces of the molecules in that rock, they can resist the weak force of gravity. So if you had a big object like this, and another smaller object like this came by and crashed into it, it would break up into lots of little pieces. Those pieces would probably be randomly, just some would be kind of round, some would be kind of long and thin. Once you make a small thing, it's going to stay in the shape it had.